Man, I don't think y'all know how aggravated I am right now. I was about to come on here and have like one of the greatest speeches ever, and as soon as I turned on my computer, all my power went off. All of it, like literally, all of it went off. Um, all of it went off. 100 Simple Life Truths, episode number 99. I lost it. I lost the motivation to get into this. Cause I literally had I think one of the greatest speeches I was about to hit y'all with. It is 10/29, October 29th. It is 4:36 p.m. I am here. I just did a bunch of homework, did a bunch of studying, watched a couple videos. Um and now I'm here. I wasn't gonna record today. I was gonna record tomorrow when I'm actually more free, more available, I should say, not free. Um Damn, I had it perfectly. I had it so perfect. I forgot what it was about, man. I had it everything so lined up in my head. Happiness is not a place. Happiness is not a place. Happiness is the destination. Happiness is the journey. But it's not a place. I agree with the title. I haven't read the chapter yet. I'm gonna get into that soon. I'm trying to think of what I was trying to get into because my power going off it messed me up a little bit because there was so much stuff that I was trying to get to. So much stuff I was trying to get to. So much things that I wanted to talk about. It was gonna be a long spiel too. We gotta start. Maybe it'll come to me. Maybe it'll come to me towards the end, or maybe I'll do a completely separate video on it. Overall though, we gotta start doing what we gotta do. No one's coming to save you. No one's coming to help you. Um, when you look back on what your life, when you 5 years from now, when you look back on what's going on in your life right now, and even right now, when you look back on your life 5 years ago, everything that you did back then is what led up to where you are right now. Everything you're doing right now is what's going to lead up to where you are in 5 years. And I'm heavy on my goals. I'm heavy on the things that I want to do. And every day I'm making strides. I'm making strides to go and do that. And you got to leave some people behind. You got to leave some people behind. Some of us are mourning relationships that are dead, that aren't feeding us, but we're still in those relationships, still in those friendships, still in those family ships, right? Some people, their family is what's holding them back. I'm blessed to have a beautiful family. My family is we all fervent on our own personal goals, right? And we may not always connect, but we don't hinder each other. We don't pull each other down. I be seeing a lot of families, moms, brothers, fathers, sisters, everything. They pulling their siblings, pulling their family members down, and not wanting to see them strive and thrive. In the Bible, I'm trying to remember. I don't know the verse, right? But I know in the Bible, I'm trying to get more into my word a little bit more, right? But in the Bible, there's a part where Jesus says, he's having a meeting, right? And I could be wrong, right? If I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna correct me or enlighten me rather on what really happened, right? But the whole premise is Jesus was having a meeting or a fellowship with all of his people, all of the people that's going in the same direction as him, right? Because your family is not the people that you grew up with, that you have to align with. Your family is the people that is going in the same direction as you, people that have your best interests at heart, people that will never backstab you, people that want to see you grow, and people that add to your life, right? And some people knocked on the door, and one of the people that was in his meeting said, "Hey, your mom's at the door." And Jesus said, "Who is that? I don't know who that is." Not I don't know the context, right? But basically, he said, "No, my family is the people that align with me the most and are going in the direction that I'm going in. That want to see me win, that I want to see you win. And there's no ill malice. There's no because there's people in your life that are mourning your existence. They're mourning your growth. And you may tell them something. You got to pay attention to what you tell people. And it's crazy because this is the 99th episode of this, right? And I never did this for recognition. I never did this for people to support me. I did this because I wanted it for myself, because the goals that I have over the next few years are so grand that I want to have something to look back and be like, you know what? I started something, I completed something, and I stayed on my goal. And this right here is motivation. I can do anything I put my mind to, right? And the people that you need to have in your life, that you need to align with, are the people that agree with that and have no ill malice towards you. Not necessarily they have to add to your life, but they have to not. It's more important for them to not take away from your life than it is for them to add to your life, right? And sometimes you got to go at it alone. Sometimes you got to thug it out and do everything you got to do alone, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's uh it's needed. It's needed sometimes. It's needed sometimes. And I just want y'all to understand that your life is what you create, right? Your life is what you create. Everything that you have is what you created, right? And you got to stay faithful. And even coming from me, the person that's not really too heavy on like religion and stuff like that, I believe that the universe as a whole, right, will always give you back what you put into it, right? And sometimes you got to leave some things alone. I'm talking as vague as possible, right? You got to leave some things alone, and then it'll be given back to you 10, 15, 20 times more over, right? Once you realize that something is not for you, whether it be a person, a job, a location, anything, right? And it's crazy because I read a post recently that said, um, if you're drawn to a city, it's because something there is waiting for you. And I've been drawn to Chicago for a while, right? I've been to Chicago several times. Like I just go there, right? And most recently I went last week. Last week Wednesday I was in Chicago, and it's something about being there that just relaxes me a little bit, right? I would never move there, but something sparked my interest of that post. Is like, all right, maybe I'm drawn to that city. I'm also drawn to Tokyo, right? So I don't know. Maybe something's waiting for me in Chicago. I'll never know because I have no plans to move there. I feel like I'm jumping all over the place, so I'm gonna get right into this. If you know me, you know I'm always thinking about a million different things at once, so I jump around. I jump around in my conversations. But the main thing that I'm trying to say is that let go of those things that's holding you back, those things that's not feeding you, and trust and believe that as long as you keep going forward, as long as you keep pouring into yourself, as long as you are your own audience, you'll never have to perform, right? And that's from another video that I watched or that I'm gonna watch later. That's just the title, but I agree with the title. As long as you stay faithful to yourself, stay faithful to your goals, right? And don't deviate from that. Cut off the things, the people that are holding you back and not feeding into your goals and don't understand your goals. You can only explain your goals and explain where you want to be so many times, right? And people have their own goals, right? No one owes you understanding. The world does not owe you understanding. If they don't understand your goals, or you don't understand their goals, cut it off. Don't hold on to something that's dead, man. Holding on to dead situations, dead jobs, dead people that is sometimes it just runs its course, right? And that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Happiness is not a place. Happiness is not a place. Episode 99, 100 Simple Life Truths. I am your host. You are love. You are abundant. You are great. You are joyful. You are learning. You are living, right? And because you're living, you should be advancing as well. Every day you should be getting one step closer to your goals. I have these grand goals. Like a lot of people see me. I'm a really, really cool person. In person, I'm just really a chill person. A lot of people can't see it. Some people do see it, and a lot of people gravitate towards me because I'm really just chill. Like nothing really stresses me out. I just be relaxing, right? But I have these crazy goals in mind, and I know that as long as I stay faithful and I stay on my path, nothing's gonna stop me. Because every goal that I've created in the past, I've achieved. So why would I not achieve the goals that I got now later in life? And this is because my goals are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I started this series to ground me a little bit, to keep me focused on those goals, and to have something to look on back on the journey, right? And even in the future, I'm going to be living in the present as I'm living in the present right now, but I'll still watch these videos, and I hope the people that watch it learn from it, resonate with it as much as possible, and understand that you are glory. You create. Faith without works is dead, for one, right? If you can have all the faith in the world, but if you're not putting your best foot forward every single day, every chance you get, nothing's gonna come to you, right? And of course, my favorite, even though again I'm not too big on the word, my favorite is seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and everything shall be added up onto you, right? So that's one thing that I need to work on, because I say it, I believe it, but I just haven't. I don't want to say made the sacrifice. I haven't. Let me turn this light. I haven't. I haven't gotten to that point in my life yet, right? And I know that I will someday. I know that I will someday, and I look forward to it. Happyville only exists in your head, and it is populated by whatever and whomever you allow in it. Yeah, if people aren't making you happy, right? We got to have those tough conversations sometimes and be like, listen, this is where I see myself. This is where I see my life, and I would like to know where you see yourself, where you see your life. And if we don't align on those things, no hard feelings. We keep it pushing. We move past it, right? You don't gotta hate me. I don't gotta hate you. We can move on in love, and that goes for jobs. It's not about people. It goes for jobs, relationships, friendships, family, all of that, right? And it doesn't have to be a complete cutoff. You know what I mean? You can always check on a person, make sure they're good, happy, healthy, in their own personal goals, right? As long as you stay faithful to your goals, what everybody else around you is doing doesn't really matter, as long as they're not taking away from what you have going on. You decide if your mind is full of regret, memories of the past, worries about the future, and toxic individuals who do nothing more than suck the life out of you. Yeah. Some of us are in relationships that we've already mourned, right? Getting back with exes, and knowing that the situation is dead, and but it's a difference between love and lust, right? If you want to go down that path of what he's saying, right? Um, if you're, how do I say this? If you're not in, if you don't feel safe and completely free with someone, you're if your connection with someone is based on a battlefield, it's we gotta change that. We gotta change that. We shouldn't be feeding into war zones, right? We gotta feed. We gotta let people feed us and not take away off our plate. There's only so many different ways I could say it. There's only so many different ways I could say it. You decide if your mind is full of gratitude, excuses to smile, and reasons to enjoy the only moments that matter, the present. You can focus on people who show you love, or the ones who don't validate you the way you wish they would. And I don't need anybody, based on this, I don't need anybody to validate me. I already know that I'm valid. I'm very comfortable in my skin. I'm very comfortable in who I am. And what's the word? I adapt, right? I adapt. I've read the 48 Laws of Power, I live by them joints crazy. I live by them joints crazy. I let people think one way about me. I let them think they're getting over on me, and really it gets deep. It gets deep. A lot of people don't really realize like who I am. And sometimes I come home and I just laugh I and it's not to have this bravado or to big myself up, but I'm really not a perfect human being, but I'm really smarter than a lot of people understand. And I hold myself to a high regard, as everybody should hold themselves to a high regard. If you don't feel highly above yourself, you need to take a step back and figure out what it's going to take for you to understand your worth and understand how valuable you are. And you need to walk in that value. You need to believe that value, and you need to manipulate your mind to believe that. Because the more you believe, the more it becomes reality, right? You need to figure out what you're feeding. Feed feed your mm, feed the perfect fantasy of yourself and not what you are in terms of lacking, right? So when I said this before, when it comes to relationships, if you really want to align with someone, you can, right? And the way you do that is you focus on 90% of the good things that they bring to you and 10% of the bad, right? It's not about trying to change people, but you need to do that for yourself too. Focus on understand your flaws, right? Believe in your flaws and fix your flaws, right? Based on your own perception of yourself, not on what anybody else thinks. You could take constructive criticism, but you need to um align. You need to when you looking for better and you trying to be better, it has to be based on your own perception of yourself, right? And the criticism that you get from people, depending on where you need to be in your life, if the people that are giving you constructive criticism, let's say your managers and your bosses, and the job that you have is something that you care about and you need, and it's something that's part of your future goals, then adapt. You know what I mean? Adapt to what it is that they're telling you. Taking constructive criticism doesn't mean you have to completely change who you are. Just goes into the 48 laws of power. Just change based on what they need, right, to satisfy themselves so that you can propel yourself further. Um, shit's gonna happen. Favor, some in our favor, some not. How you handle that determines on your level of happiness and not the event itself. Correct. Correct. And this is part of the series too, is learning yourself so much that you understand how you react in every situation. Become your best friend. Understand yourself more than you understand anything else in this world. Understand your mind, right? Have conversations with yourself. Put yourself in situations, uncomfortable situations, so that you can put yourself put yourself in expected uncomfortable situations. So when it's unexpected, you know how to maneuver through it, right? As long as you're happy within yourself, when people, events, things come into your life, it won't it won't add to your happiness. It won't take away from your happiness. You need to be stoic with events in your life, right? Sometimes I be at work, a lot of crazy shit be going on. I be feeling some type of way, but the minute I walk out of that door, the literal minute I walk out of that door, my life is bliss. My life is bliss. And some people take their jobs home with them and be stressed out. It's not me. um, and that's just one example. Is like your job might not be your happy place, but the minute you walk out of there, it you are in a happy place, right? So your job doesn't take away from your happiness in a grand scheme. It may take away from it momentarily, but if it's something that you need for your future goals, then you need to either quit and realign your goals with something else, or you need to just understand that you're separating your happiness from the goal, right? Because the journey is not meant to be easy. It's not meant to be easy. It's not meant to be hard. It's meant to be enjoyed and fulfilling, right? So you go through things, and once you get through those things, you start to learn, like, all right, it is what it is. Now, I mean, once you have this, like, I call it Zen mode, where I could pretend things are getting to me when they're really not, and that goes into, like, kind of my, like, I always wanted to be an actor, but Don't get me wrong, I'm in no way, shape, or form Zen Buddha, baby, but constantly at peace with my imbalances of existence. I just get as upset as the next guy, but what I try, not to emphasize on try, to do is to keep it where it needs to be and not allow it to affect my overall mind state for too long. I don't promote venting to others. Write your thoughts down, crumble the paper up, throw it away, and move on. Other people have their own shit to deal with. Correct. 100% correct. Um, and it goes back into the 48 laws of power. Some people, it feeds their ego to see you seemingly not at peace. Listen to me. It feeds other people's ego to see you not at peace. So when they think that you're not happy, they think that you're not at peace, they think that your mind is all over the place, they get satisfaction from that. What I do is I let them think that I'm not at peace. I let them think that I'm not grounded, that I'm not secure. I let them think that what they're doing is getting to me and it's frustrating me. It's not. It's not. I promise you, it's not. That's a story for another time. But yes, when you're going through things, it's not about outwardly expressing that to other people. Don't vent to other people. I'm not against like therapy and stuff like that. Um, Vent to the right people. This is why I say you gotta have the right people in your circle, people that going in the right direction as you, people that's gonna hold you accountable. But before you let them hold you accountable, you gotta be your own accountability partner. I feel like I'm trying to cram a lot into this episode because it's the second to last episode. It's the second to last episode. Um, Not saying that I'm never gonna post again, but uh the setting and everything is gonna be different. So yeah. At this point, if you say my words are easier said than done, you owe me another $5. It's supposed to be difficult. Nothing worthwhile is easy. That's what makes it worthwhile. Yeah. I'm in school, as you all know. I have a couple classes left. I may actually be graduating early. I gotta call my advisor maybe tomorrow or Thursday to figure out what we're doing. And the goal that I have after that is to get my pilot's license and buy a plane. That is not easy by the stretch of anyone's means. And I'm mentally prepared for the challenge. I'm mentally prepared for the hours that it's going to take for me to put in the studying, the flight time, what it's going to cost me. I'm mentally prepared for all of that. And once I get it, it's going to be worth it. You got to set these grand goals that seem so unrealistic and so out of touch. And of course, it's not unrealistic because how can I say something that someone has done before be unrealistic? If the next person can do it, is nothing stopping me from doing it. Now, I've never seen anybody fly before, right? Without the help of like a parachute or some type of device. And if I set the goal that I want to be the first human to fly, now that's kind of bizarre, right? It's crazy. But if I set the goal saying I want to be the president, it's 45 people that did that before. Well, not 45 because some people had 2 terms, whatever the case may be. Well, actually, no, yeah, 45. Tweaking, right? Am I tweaking? I don't know. It's like 47. They going for the 47th right now. So like 46 presidents, right? Um, it's not a crazy goal because it's been done before. Anything that's been done, you're capable of. Literally, anything that's been done is capable. You're capable of. Now, how much work you gonna have to put in that's a different story. You're gonna have to put in some crazy amount of work to become a president. You have to put in some crazy amount of work to be a private pilot. You're gonna have to be a crazy amount of work to become a doctor, a lawyer. Like certain goals are achievable than other goals, right? Some goals are more achievable than other goals, right? If you say you want to wake up early tomorrow, that's nothing. You can do that. If you say you want to work up early every day for the next 2 years, and you want to wake up and give yourself enough time to eat breakfast or to wake up and do 100 push-ups before you get your day started, that's easy stuff. Easy stuff, and you can obtain that, and you can see the progress every day, and it only takes 21 days to make a habit. right? So after the 21 days, you're not even gonna be thinking about it no more. You're just gonna be getting up and doing it, and it's no longer a goal; it's a reality, right? Um, but then you have to keep setting goals, right? Once you set one goal, once you achieve it, you bask in it, you live it, you love it, and then you set another goal. Um, you can do something as simple as writing things down that make you happy. That can be anything from a smile of a cute girl. Girls are cute. I love women. Man, have y'all ever listen? I ain't gonna lie. Women are beautiful. Like I was gonna say something crazy just now, but I'm not. But women, I can find beauty in every single female, man. Like a female resting in her femininity, and her femininity is like a chef's kiss, bro. It's nothing more beautiful than that. Your favorite flavor of ice cream. Focus. You can find anything. You can it that. I'm sorry. I started thinking about women, man, and how beautiful they are. You can do something as simple as writing down things that make you happy. That could be anything from the smile of a cute girl to your favorite flavor of ice cream. Focus on happy things, help populate your mind with happy things, right? And as humans, we are inherently negative. It's easier to be negative than it is to be positive, right? It's easy to see the bad in things than it is to see the good. Um, because it's just easier, right? We live in a very perverse world. I don't know if that's the right word, but we live in a crazy, crazy world where negativity is just easy. It's easy to be negative. It's not easy to be positive, and it's not easy to be positive all the time, right? Even me, I can sit here and yap all day, but I'm not positive all the time. I have my negative thoughts. I just don't feed them. I just don't add to them. I have them, I understand them, I let them pass, and I find the positive in whatever negative situation that it is. And sometimes the only positive is the fact that I'm still alive. Sometimes the only positive is the fact that I'm still alive and I'm not dead, right? You start there. I'm alive. I'm a homeowner. I got cars. I live life. Like I can get up and go do whatever I want. I'm not broke. I'm not homeless. I eat good. You know what I mean? The first thing is just to simply say you're alive, and then add everything else onto that. I look good. I smell good. Like, um, it could be the simplest things. The simplest things. But our negative thoughts is always going to be in the forefront. Is if we feed them. Don't feed the negative thoughts. Life becomes easier. And not feeding the negative thoughts is not the easy part. It's hard because the negative thoughts come. They always come. They always come. They always come. The doubt, the self-doubt, and even me as someone that has accomplished so much in my life, I still have doubts. I still have I still self sabotage sometimes. I still procrastinate. It's still things that I can be better at, and I've accomplished so much in my life. Always be careful of toxic people. You know your who's best for you and who's not. Don't let the fear of losing someone stop you from being happy. And that's the end. That is the sentence right there. That's the sentence. A lot of people they get comfortable with certain people, and sometimes um the relationship run its course. I'm not talking about romantic relationships, I'm talking about friendships, all of that. Relationships in all aspects, not just romantic, right? Sometimes it just runs its course, and it's okay to move on. It's okay to move on, right? We get comfortable with having certain people in our lives, and then everything is always good in the beginning. It's always good in the beginning. We've all been there. Life is perfect. You in the honeymoon phase, even with friendships. Like, yo, this is my person. Like, yo, let's link. Da 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 da. Da. And then as people get comfortable, their real selves come out, right? Their real selves come out, and then you realize, all right, this person may not align with me as much, but you've had so much fun in the honeymoon stage that it's like you linger or you long for that more. You long for that honeymoon stage to come back, and sometimes it just won't come back. So it's best to cut it off as soon as it needs to be cut off, rather than keep chasing what it used to be. Right? As common saying in Get to Heaven Part 2, For you to grow, he has to go. So what's stopping him for? So what you stopping him for? For you to grow, okay. I can't read. I can't read. For you to grow, he has to go. So what are you stopping him for? Put yourself first. If you're not growing because you got someone else in your life that's stopping you from growing, it's your fault. It's your fault. Can't blame somebody for what you allow them to do. You can't blame somebody for what you allow them to do. When you scratch the details, we're all going through the same shit. I love to hear what you do to populate your mind with happiness. Writing this helped me put a smile on my face. Doing these videos 100% puts a smile on my face. It's something I come home to, and something I look forward to doing as well, right? And it's whether I get any traction or anything happens from this, I'm happy for myself. Like I did something that just did it. You know what I mean? I don't care. I'm free from all judgment. Anybody that judges me for it, anybody that looks at me crazy, people always have something to say when they're not doing it themselves or they can't do it themselves, right? So everyone always looks for some type of negativity. And I'm the type of person, I'm the most positive person. Like I pick up people even when I don't even align with the things they're doing. Some people want to do some crazy stuff. I'm like, yo, if that's what's gonna make you happy, go do it. There's plenty of people that my boy Brandon, he wanted to become a cop. I didn't really want him to become a cop because I know the dangers of it. And I got some real love for that boy, man. Like Brandon is really one of my best friends, right? And he don't get the flowers that he deserves, right? Because he helped me get my first podcast off the ground. If I never met him, we would have never did that first podcast, right? And he was not necessarily the brains behind it, but he did a lot for me in that, right? So I will always be indebted to him for that. But when he said he wanted to become a cop and he started going through the process and all of that stuff, I supported him. I promoted. I told him that, yo, go for it. If that's what you want. If that's what's gonna make you happy, I'm always gonna be here for you. Even though deep down inside I didn't want him to do it because I know how dangerous the job is, right? And I always had had him in mind, right? Like, damn, if he become a cop, I always got to think about him. I'm gonna call him like at least every day, once a week, you know what I mean, twice a week, and just to talk, you know what I mean, just to see where his mental is at, because he did not support his business out there. He did the corrections officer stuff, you know what I mean, and I just wanted to make sure that his mental was there because it's a mentally draining job. From what I know, I've never did it. I'm only looking from the outside in. But I'm gonna always promote or always not promote, but always support the people in my life that want to do something. As long as it's not hurting other people. And a lot of people might say, "Oh, he's a cop. He's gonna hurt other people." Nah, you gotta know the people, right? And yes, sometimes a job can change the person, especially being a cop. You get that power. That's not Brandon. I don't hang around those type of people that are power hungry. I hang around people that are money hungry. And y'all know my saying. I want to be around rich. I want to have rich friends, but that has nothing to do with money. I want them to be rich in character, rich in mind, body, soul, rich in love, right? Rich in understanding of who they are. The money comes with all of that stuff. Like I'm not in search of money. Like yeah, I'm in school because it's gonna unlock more money for me. I'm gonna be able to buy my plane. Once I graduate, I'm not making no less than stop. Don't talk about it. But you know what I mean? Like I've taken a step back in order to be able to take steps forward in the future, right? You gotta let go of things and get 10 times more, right? You're always gonna get back more. Once you get rid of the things that's holding you back, you're gonna get back more. It's hard to explain. I can't verbalize it for some reason, right? But I think you guys understand that for me, um, life is good. I had to give up some things knowing that I'm gonna get it back tenfold in the future. right? I had to take these pay cuts. I had to take these steps backs just because I know in the future it's gonna be way easier. I'm gonna gain it all back tenfold, right? I'm gonna make up everything that I lost. And that goes for people, money, situations, right? And right now I'm probably in the best space in my life I've ever been in. Honestly, like I have no complaints. Of course, life can always be better, but my outlet, my trajectory right now is crazy. It's crazy. And like I had posted before, like there's people that I know personally that I've seen, walked with, talked with, and you would never realize like these people walking around in this world are filthy rich, bro, and just normal people, right? That's a whole nother story. But damn, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, episode 99. I want rich friends, man. I want people that are rich in love, right? That has no ill will in their heart, that has nothing but love and abundance, right? That want to see everybody, the world thrive, the world grow, right? People that are motivational, right? People that care about their fellow man, their fellow woman, and understand that it only gets better, right? The more work you put in, the better life the better life becomes. And no one is perfect, but we all are thriving to become as perfect as possible, to be the best version of ourselves. And you know what? The more we work towards it, the better we become, the better life gets. And I believe that the people that align with me and the people that I align with, we're gonna have no worries in the future. A lot of people are scrambling trying to figure out who to vote for. Oh, none of that shit really matters. Because we're gonna get it either way. And with that, I think that's it. You gotta remember that your pain is the breaking of the shell that encloses your understanding. It is the bitter potion in which your sick self, the physician within you, tries to heal your sick self. Therefore, drink his remedy in silence and tranquility. Um, yeah. Yo, episode 100. Episode 100 is coming out in like 2 days. In like 2 days, episode 100. That's crazy. I'm gonna holla at ya.